with a new picture.
New picture.
Sawadika Ajan.
สวัสดีค่ะท่านอาจารย์
Maybe not quite.
สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawadika.
Can you hear me now?
สวัสดีครับอาจารย์สวัสดีครับ
Okay, and Prakash is here and Pang is here. Okay, good to see you joining, Pang. We were glad to meet you during the week. And does anyone have any topic they would like to start with?
Yes, I would just like to announce that I'm working on this very interesting document that is an AI explanation of the book, The Buddha's Path. And it is so well done. And right now I'm working on fixing up the English a bit and then dividing it into there's a conversation between a man and a woman. And they explain the teachings of the Buddha's path. And it's so well done. Warsak had sent it to me, and Tanajan also sent it to me. And it's so well done that when it's finished, I'll send you a copy, Sarah, so you can perhaps look at it and make comments. But I think it's short. It's maybe 10 pages, something like that, because it's conversation. So it's a man and a woman. So I had to, the AI write-up is all basically one long paragraph of 5 pages long, 6 pages. And so I'm listening to it because I have the audio and I also have the transcript. So, and I think it should be given to anyone who comes to the foundation at any time, sent anywhere it should be, because it's such a succinct and wonderful explanation of the teachings.
Yes, for my book, Alan also put up, when he put it on Amazon, he put up a short AI summary, which is also conversation for man and woman. I find it quite funny. It's yes, similar. Yes, put it on DSG, Betty, and anyone can have a look. Yes.
Let me ask if that's okay with Tanajan and everybody over there, just to put it right on DSG. Sure, I can do that.
Then anyone can have a look at it. I'm a little bit wary. One has to be a little bit careful with the AI summaries, like the first book, which the friends translated into Vietnamese, and then they got AI to make a check, and then it's a little bit, it doesn't, because of course it's not really understanding of the text, but it's amazing what it can do as long as one doesn't use it as a substitute.
Within the ensuing years, the AI got better at understanding Dhamma. That's fine.
Slowly.
Because there is a lot of conversational kind of stuff that I'm leaving out, like she's yeah, but they also mispronounce the words like Jitasika and stuff like this. So that kind of stuff, like she'll say something like, oh, Jitta, pronounce Citta, but she won't say Jitta, she says Sitta, pronounce Citta in the recording. So, I mean, that kind of stuff we kind of leave out. We fix up the conversation to make it more flow better. So the ums and yes and whatever.
Another option would be to ask AI to produce their summary just as a summary rather than as a conversation. They can do it. They can do it in many different ways.
Just a summary.
If it's going to be something to be handed out for people to read, it might be better not as a conversation between two people.
Yes, I'd rather have it as a summary. And I think it was originally done as a summary, and these two people did it and read a script, because the woman speaks far too quickly for anybody to make a real understanding of what she's saying, because she goes too fast. The gentleman speaks a little bit slower, he's clearer, but she does most of the explaining. And so I think you're right. It would be nice if it weren't a conversation, because you
could ask Warasak to redo it to get AI to redo it just as a summary rather than as a conversation.
Well, we can do that right now, because we can take the I see, yeah, we can take out the conversational stuff, that's I'm already doing that kind of thing, but we can take out the persons and make it into separate paragraphs, like a regular write-up. Yeah, we can do that as well.
Okay, that may work too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
With most of the AI summaries, like the ones Ju posted, which were of the discussions in Vietnam, there's just a bit of a subtle hint of what should be done. So that I comes into it, what to do and what. So that's
finish it up, and you read it, and then you tell me what you think of it. Because I find it very good when you leave out all the all that stuff.
I mean the orgy and
oh yeah, the orgy and the yeah, and the mispronunciation of the of the poly words.
I'm not really a fan, so I might not be the best person to ask. I sort of read 2 or 3 lines, and then it's so obviously fake to me. But anyway, post it on DSG, and people can give their comments. It's best, yeah.
Very beautifully. It's explained very beautifully when you don't have all the A's and O's and whatever.
Ellen, would you like to unmute because you're talking to yourself? Go ahead. We can't hear you, Alan. Alan, we can't hear you.
Which myself. Right, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah, start again.
Betty said that the books are dangerous if they're read alone, and I'm inclined to agree with her. But why did you say that, Betty? You said that the books on Buddhism are dangerous if they're read alone. I can't hear you. You're on mute, Betty.
You need to unmute as well, Betty.
No, I'm not saying about dangerous, but John was suggesting we turn it into just a regular summary, just a regular, not summary, rather, just a regular document with paragraphs and so on without having a conversation. So it can be made that, it can be turned into that as well.
But do you think that the books, whether they're AI or not, so say the Buddhist Path, that this is a dangerous book if somebody is reading it on their own without the support of a group like this group, because it's extremely easy to go wrong? I just wonder, that's
well, this is why because I've listened to the tape and I've reread that summary quite a few times, and I'm impressed that they got it so beautifully well. Actually, I thought it was going to be not so good, but it really is quite good. And I'll send it to Sarah, or I can send it to you as well when it's finished, and you can read it and let me know what you think of it.
I'm talking generally now, not about AI, but you have a book like the Buddhist Path, the original book, and what I think you said from memory is that these books are dangerous. Buddhist books are dangerous when somebody reads them alone. So if you've got somebody in Canada or America on their own reading these books, it's quite dangerous for them because they will go wrong. And I think that's what you said, but I will be inclined to agree with you that it's extremely easy to go wrong, even with the book, regardless of it.
That's true, but I don't know I don't know how true that is. I don't know. It's up in the air for me. But I think that this one is particularly good, and I think any book, if you read it and you don't understand what you're reading, you want to find somebody who can explain what the heck is being said there if you can't understand it, rather than go ahead and say, well, I think it means X, Y, Z. Instead of perhaps the real thing. Or they just put it down and they say, I don't understand it, and just put it away somewhere. So I don't see the danger in somebody reading a book like this, or reading a book like The Buddhist Path, and then wanting to learn more. That's good. That's wanting to learn more, find out where it was from, who wrote this thing. Where can I go to learn more? That's positive. Whereas if a person reads the Buddha's Path and then decides on some interpretation that's totally different, yeah, that's dangerous.
Well, I think that's it. I mean, the thing is, you read the Buddha's Path. I mean, and this happened to me. It probably happened to most people on the Zoom discussion. You read the book, you want to find out more, so you go to the Buddhist Society or you read other books which are just full of misconceptions. So the problem is not the book itself. The problem is the fact that there's so much misunderstanding and misconception surrounding Buddhism. If you try and find out about it, and if you're in somewhere like England, where you don't have access to these groups, you're going to go wrong because everybody around you is going wrong. That's the danger of the book. But of course, it's not coming from the book itself.
Anyway, it's still better that they get the truth in their hands than
yes, I agree with that, because I mean,
around them with different interpretations.
Yes, I think that's. I think it's still better.
Like I know people who say, what you're studying is correct, but you also need to do meditation. Now that, blows your. It's so true. But but you have people saying that, so there's a misunderstanding all around, and that's the beauty of this, because once we start on the path, once we understand the path a bit at the beginning in a pariyatti manner, once we begin the path, we can start to be with wisdom more discerning on what is the truth, what's not the truth, and so on. And so that, I think, is the thing that's good. And the more things that we can read, and especially this explains in such a succinct manner that, and it's right on. It really is. I'm just so impressed with it. So anyway, I'll be glad to send you and Sarah a copy so you can critique it if you like, and then see because the foundation, I think, would like to have it published, because that's why it was sent to me. They asked if I would fix up the English and so on, and so that's what I'm working on now. And I've listened to the recording a number of times, and I've read the transcript. So I'm quite impressed with it.
Yeah.
So I think you will be too when you see it.
Okay. Yeah, I am quite impressed with what it's capable of doing, AI, and I do use it quite a bit. On a separate note, I've just seen this question come up. What single misunderstanding most hinders people from truly grasping Buddha's core philosophy? Anybody like to?
Well, you look at the second noble truth and you get it right there. You look at Paticca Samuppada, you get it right there. It's the fact that we live in ignorance, and that precludes the understanding of reality.
Wrong view of atta.
Yeah. Wrong view of atta, yeah. So
taking it all for something that someone should do. And this is why also I find most the AI summaries, there's a hint of what should be done, like the summaries of discussions in Vietnam. But it's the idea of atta, not understanding dhammas as anatta. From the very start, people have the idea later, I will consider about anatta, but it has to be from the very start, understanding what is Dhamma now as Dhamma, not as someone or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And even reducing the Buddha's teachings to philosophy, that's already wrong.
What's that?
Reducing the Buddha's teachings to a philosophy, Buddhist philosophy, to call it Buddhist philosophy.
Philosophy, where it's kind of like a summary of the Buddha's teachings, and I think it's quite well done. If you like, Sukin, you can have copies as well, and you can critique it, because I think it's quite good, actually.
No, I agree with Sarah that the AI is bound to conclude as things to do, something to be done. There's no way of avoiding that unless we have a particular AI for Dhamma to fix its parameters, and so that it doesn't make such conclusions.
Reserve judgment until you see it. And
then
I'm not talking about your book. I'm just talking about what I'm hearing from what like Alan just said about philosophy, referred to philosophy. That's already wrong. That's obviously wrong.
Right.
AI does learn. You can train it not to use the word practice or not to mention the idea of someone doing something. It will learn that and it will understand the language of that. Yes, it doesn't understand anything. One thing I notice about AI is it never refers back to the reality of the present moment because it's not something it understands. So it kind of leaves it all out. The fact that what is now hardness is experienced through the body sense. There's not that. It's stuck in a sort of philosophical world, if you like. And yeah, that's another thing you have to
Many
look
people
out with
believe
it.
Buddhism is a philosophy. That's true. That's
It's just stuck in the world of the
stuck in
internet.
that.
But it is extreme. It's quite engaging with the two people, as you say. I just one more question that it's this question I was asked, but I think it just follows up on a. If I just get it for you. Oh, I'll have to do it 1 minute if I've got it here. If you can just hold on a second. Oh yeah, how did your academic training in physics, so this is a question for me, with its emphasis on empirical observation and logical deduction, uniquely prepare your mind for the rigorous study of Theravada Buddhist principles? So that's a quite a reasonable question from a beginner. My answer is that actually it doesn't, because you don't need to have a knowledge of physics to understand that what is touched is hardness or what is heard is sound. So it has no bearing on on understanding Buddhism.
Yeah.
So my question is, what does prepare you for the rigorous study of Theravada Buddhism? What does actually prepare you? Because the vast majority of people can't listen.
That is accumulations.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose that's what it's coming down to.
Accumulations, because for instance, when it was a very strange manner in which I got to know Tana John. I had to go to the United States and then come back to Thailand. But it's a long story for me to tell here. But I think it depends on the accumulations, perhaps what accumulations you have from previous lives to study this, because many people come to the foundation and they listen a while and they say, no, not for me, and they go. Whereas some stay because they have the accumulations. And look at all the wonderful groups we have abroad who have terrific understanding and can understand the teachings. So it depends on accumulations. And this is why only a small, we can say, with all of us who are studying with Tana John, we are very small in number, because the great majority don't have the accumulations to want to investigate this path as deeply. Or they think it's not the right path, or, oh no, it doesn't have meditation, so we can't do it. So, because they don't have the accumulations for it.
Yeah, yeah.
From the start, there has to be the keen interest to consider what is the truth about life, what is reality now, and there has to have been the previous reflection and understanding. People ask me same question like you, how did my training as a psychologist, but same. It's like one has to forget it all almost. It's like totally new subject, and what's but the inquiring mind that led one to this or that study before is the inquiring mind that leads one to really appreciate and listen carefully and understand now, because there are many activities that we could follow on a Saturday, but there has to be the interest to learn more about the truth now. And
also, I would question the concept of rigorous study of the Dhamma. That implies something like ascetic, some kind of, and it's a misconception. So that would need to be unraveled
I
the
don't
answer.
think one has to sit and read for 18 hours at a time, but it certainly is. It's an internal study, if you want to use those words.
It doesn't have to be rigorous at all.
It doesn't have to be rigorous. I barely read.
It can be casual and interesting. Yeah.
Because
I suppose rigorous implies academic study in a way, doesn't it? Which is, yes. So it can be very casual, like you can learn Dharma on the beach or on the train. Doesn't have to be at a university.
It's now. It's right now. And having said that, got a couple of questions, Liang and Pang. So Liang first and then Pang afterwards. Go ahead, Liang.
Yeah.
Maybe Ajahn would like to come in.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Sarah, my question related to rupa. Yeah, as long as we know, we have 4 conditions that rupa can be happen from 4 conditions like karma, chitta, uttu, and nutriment. Yeah, but my question related to the rupa in the prama bhumi. You know, the higher than the dava, they have 16 level of prama. Yeah. Somehow, some book they said that in prama bhumi, no rupa that condition by nutriment. Is it correct, Sarah? They only count karma, chitta, and uttu, not nutriment.
Yes, possible. I'm not sure, but possible. I think also one has to consider what rupas are arising there to know how they can be conditioned by. For example, in the Rupa Brahma realms, no rupas arising at all. So rupas are not conditioned by any of the 4 conditions. And when only some rupas are conditioned in the body, then possible.
I don't know if this is relevant, but I know there's one plane in which the beings do not need physical food. They are sustained by, I forget whether it's hearing the Dhamma or whatever, but they don't need physical food.
Chitta and karma and uttu only. So quite possible, but Ajahn may know the answer to that point. Ajahn?
If there's no understanding of what is there right now, can there be any understanding of anything? Just dreaming, thinking about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
begin to consider what is there now, not just to hear the word about it, but to understand the reality of it. Because there's so much to think about, not just it's there as this and that, but what is the condition for it and what section and on and on. So many things that can be understanding of even just what is there by different aspects. That's why we learn to understand that which is now appearing, but there's no understanding of it at all. If there's no understanding of what is there right now, it's impossible to think about anything and think that there is the understanding of such and such. It's only thinking. And
Yeah.
we always, and if we talk about what is there now, it's always forgotten. So what's the point of hearing the truth of each word of truth? To know that it's so true. For example, the rupa. See, What is it? In a day, what kinds of rupas are experienced? Not all of them. But even that which is rupa, which is now appearing, not enough understanding of it, as it's not mine or anyone or belong to this or that. In truth, it is just real. It's a reality. It's not my finger or my body at all. It's just as it is. As it doesn't belong to anyone at all because it's conditioned to arise and fall away instantly. Not as quickly as citta, a little longer. That's all. The truth of whatever is there now appearing is so short. It's gone. When it does not appear, it's not there. Because it's gone instantly. And this is life. Learn to let go what we take for I or something permanent. In truth, nothing can be I or anyone or anything at all. It just appears to be seen, to be heard, to be touched, to be smelled, to be tasted, and to be thought about. That's all, from day to day. But the truth of that which is there, one by one, different ones by condition, is not penetrated to. It's not penetrated yet. That's why can it be penetrated to understand clearer and better of the truth of it? Not just talk about it, understand the way it is. That's not enough. Because now whatever appears falls away instantly, unknowingly, very, very quickly, and very, very subtly. Each moment gone. That's why we learn about what is there, to let go the idea of something permanent. Nothing is permanent. No bed, no curtain, no chair, no room, not anything. No star, no moon, no road, no cars. Is that true? Learn to have more confidence of the truth of each moment that is gone. Never arise again in samsara, not just in this life. So how much understanding of what is there right now appearing? That's the way to study Dhamma, to let go ignorance and attachment to what is there as something atta, without the understanding of the anatta-ness, the truth of it. It cannot be anyone because it's gone. As soon as it has arisen, how can it be something or someone? Learn little by little to let go the clinging, so very subtle, to whatever appear as something, atta. Can it be developed little by little? Understanding, how much understanding of what is there we have talked about, like seeing or hearing right now, or thinking or attachment. So study Dhamma is study the truth of what is there right now, so close, so very close. But what is so close is ignored. Never attend to the reality which is so close, like touching now, all day. Not known, not thought about at all. So how can there be a moment of beginning to understand the truth of just what is there appearing one by one reality at a time, to be true to the truth, with how much understanding of seeing right now? How much?
Very little.
Only hearing about it and know that it's now. See any moment of seeing, no one there. Seeing is seeing. But without conditions, at all, no condition to begin to develop the understanding of that which sees. As what we heard, no one at all. So what is it? Even the reality which arises to experience object. No doubt about the word, but doubt about the nature of it. That's why there are 3 rounds of Ariya Satya. Understanding has to begin from the very beginning until the truth can be realized. Not just thinking, not just remembering, not just its life, but now, what is it? What is life now? See, we can.
Seeing is life.
That's why we can talk about seeing again and again and again. Otherwise, it's forgotten. No condition, even just to attain to the reality which we understand already. It's a reality no one is conditioned to arise to see. That's not enough. It's only thinking about it. But now there can be a moment of more than just thinking because it's so real. That's why the understanding of that which arises and experiences the object is not clear yet. It just be remembered but not be studied by what? Not I or anyone. So learn to understand the truth of life little by little, one reality at a time. Chitta cannot be aware of seeing. It's just the reality which sees at that moment. It cannot be aware. It cannot understand. It arises to just experience the object. So now we don't have to use the word chitta, that which sees, a reality. We don't need to say it's seeing, but we have to use the term seeing to specify which one we are talking about, which reality. But it doesn't have any name because we can call it any name, chitta or vinyana or mano or whatever. But it never changed its characteristic by names. No matter we use different names, the reality is the same. But more different aspect of it is used by different words. That's why learn to understand the ultimate truth of what is there, which cannot be changed at all. It's so true. And that is Dhamma. So now understanding Dhamma not in word, but that which arises and it has its quality or its characteristic to be known that it's real. So the understanding of Dhamma gradually enrooted a little more firmer and firmer until it conditioned the higher understanding of the truth, not just considering or thinking about it, but directly aware. See, another reality, awareness. We use the word sati, but what is it? It's not citta, it's not attachment, it's not ignorance. That's why learn to understand what is there in life little by little. At moment of helping, see, it's different from moment of attachment, aversion at all. So what is there is different. And what conditions such deeds or speech helping the other in word, in speech, or in deed? See, by conditions, learn to understand what life is because it cannot belong to anyone. It's so short because it's not permanent. It arises by conditions, arising and falling on and on until the end of the condition to condition this life to go on, to end instead of to go on. By conditions, life is not permanent, so what is taken for I is not permanent at all. So very short, no one knows when will it be ended, not this person anymore. No matter how much money or whatever you want to buy it, to have it, it's impossible. No one can make it shorter or longer when it's time to end. So, what about this life? If there's no understanding of the truth at all, there must be ignorance and life on and on, unless no end, endlessly. See? That's why a moment of understanding is so very precious, because when there is the understanding of it's so deep and so subtle, there can be moment of hear it again, listening to it again, consider it a little more, to condition moment of beginning not to forget. It's now, sees. Otherwise, it's just keep on talking about it without any more understanding of the truth. That's why we learn a little more of what is there in life. What is citta, cetasika, kusala, akusala, different ones. So in life now, we do good deeds sometimes. There must be the reality which are wholesome to condition such moment. Not just seeing, not just the reality, which is citta, which experiences object at that very moment. See, that's why learning to understand more about Dhamma, to have less clinging to it as my or me or someone or the world or the sun, little by little, no matter how long it will take, but it's so true. That is the confidence of Satya Barami. So now, is it the path, the way to realize the truth? Samadhi, right understanding, another reality, different from seeing, different from ignorance, different from attachment, different from memory, see? So, what are there in life from moment to moment are all dhammas until it's not forgotten at all. And this is study Dhamma because now it's Dhamma which appears, but it's not known. But learn to know no matter what, anytime, anywhere, all are Dhammas. No one at all. Only that which arises and experiences object from moment to moment. I cannot hear. What do you know? ไม่ได้ยิน
Although I think Liang was not meaning this, but I just give the example. Like you see someone and think, oh, that particular person, and you hate him. Another moment, that same person, that perception can be with metta. There's no question about that.
It all comes back to one's own chitta, one's thinking this way or that way. So it's the understanding now, understanding of the chitta that's important. Where is the enemy? It's just one's own thinking, one's own thinking about
Because
at
last time,
moments of metta or kindness, no idea of enemy or the one that has caused harm or done something wrong.
yeah, because last time Ajahn raised about like giving out things. Yeah, giving things out to can be wholesome and unwholesome. Yeah, if we give out things, our family, yeah, sometimes it's not really wholesome. It's attachment. Yeah, in that case.
So it comes back to understanding the
Yeah.
chitta now, understanding life now, no matter one's giving things out or listening to the Zoom discussion now or dreaming about Brahma realms. What about the chitta at this moment?
Yeah, I think attachment most of the time because I
Yes.
always see your picture.
So,
Yeah, Ajah's picture.
and one listens to what Ajahn says, but quickly thinks about, but what about in this situation?
ไม่
Like
ดัง
not related at all to the study of now. Yes, but good to know. Okay. And Pang had some comments he wished to.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Ajahn, for reminding.
Go ahead, Pang.
I have no question. Just try to come here to reconsidering and rethinking, as Jan say, We have to think again and again and again in infinite, indefinite thinking, right? Unlimited thinking. Think again and again and again until our panya will be formed from their ultimate understanding. That's it.
Okay, I thought I saw you wrote a note, so I thought it meant you wished to speak. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Pang.